Before you learn guidelines about how to be an exceptional and engaging group leader, one of the most important things that you could learn is just 4 guidelines that we have for group leaders. The first one is this: I will never be alone with a member of the group who is of the opposite sex, excepting your spouse. So if you want to be alone with your wife or your husband, that's okay. But really, this is very important, not just for the protection of the people in our ministries, but also for the protection of you, that nobody could ever make a claim about you that is not true. And so we just want to be wise and accountable and upfront about the kind of people that we're going to be. We want to be the kind of people that have deep character. And so we would ask of you, if you're going to be a group leader, that you just make a commitment that you will never be with one of your group members alone who's of the opposite sex. Second one is this: that you as a group leader will be a unity keeper in the body of Christ. Now, what this means is that as a leader in your group, if you hear somebody start to complain about things that are happening in the church or changes that are being made that they don't like, or some leader that they have a problem with, that as a leader you would be proactive about stopping that conversation and directing it to the right place. It's okay to say, hey, we all sometimes have disagreements or different preferences. Why don't you go talk to Kent about that? Why don't you go talk to the elders? Why don't you go talk to the music leader or whoever it is, and encourage people to take those kind of conversations to the right person. We are asking that our leaders make a commitment to be unity keepers, that you would understand that the unity of the church matters. It is the one place where Satan can really dig in and make a difference and really take apart a church. And so it's one of the things that Jesus prayed for in the book of John, that there would be a unity among believers. So we just are asking that you would take that very seriously and that you would make a commitment to follow the biblical mandate in Matthew 18. That if somebody believes that somebody's doing something wrong, that they're sinning, that what Jesus said was that the right way to handle that was to go one-on-one to that person and confront them about it. And so if you have any questions about that, I'd love to answer that. It's pretty simple. Just be a unity keeper for the body of Christ. Stop that stuff before it becomes a problem in your small group. The third one is this: that I will lead my group to be a secret keepers. What that means is that what is said in your group will stay in your group. That you would sit down with your group and say, hey, I want, as we move forward, that everybody in here knows that what's said in here is confidential. It's not going to be gossiped around town. It's not going to be, you're not going to hear it at coffee the next morning. That you can say things in here and that you can trust that we're not going to be spreading rumors about it. This is something that if you have new people added to your group regularly, you're going to need to re-communicate over and over again and just say to those people, hey, we're glad you're here this evening. One of the things we want you to know is that whatever's said in this group stays in this group. That's so you can be open and so we can be open. The fourth and final thing is this: I will lead my group to care for one another. That you would be very proactive about leading your group to be the kind of group that cares about each other. That if there's somebody in the hospital, your group is the first one on the scene. If there is somebody who's sick, that your group is putting together meals for them. If there's somebody who's having a baby, you're throwing a shower, all those kinds of things. That you would become the church for your group. That your group would look at one another as best friends, as people that they've found fellowship in a spiritual way. And so I hope that as you think about becoming a small group leader for us, a growth group leader, that you'll think about these different guidelines, and that not only for yourself will you take those on, but I would encourage you to communicate these with your group members and say, this is something I've committed to, and I'm going to ask you guys to consider taking up this level of living for yourself too. Thanks again for all your commitment. I'm excited for you to learn more about how to become an engaging leader in the next video, and so be sure to stick around for that and check it out, and can't wait to see how God uses you to transform people's lives.